This is going to be a controversial topic to discuss, but man, the MVP race in the WNBA is going to be one that people are going to have an issue with no matter who gets named WNBA MVP this year. Realistically, there are two candidates. It comes down to Asia Wilson and Napheesa Collier. If there were a third candidate, that candidate would be Alyssa Thomas. But realistically, this is a two-woman race, Asia Wilson and Napheesa Collier. If you asked me this question in July, it was a no-brainer. It was Napheesa Collier. But this ain't July, man. We are in September. A lot has changed since July. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Powered by Come On Now, the podcast, where we talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. I know this is going to be a highly debated topic, but I want to hear your opinions. I know what my opinion is. I know what I've been watching, and I'm going to break it down for you right here. Napheesa Collier is going to be the second player in WNBA history who finishes 50, 40, 90. That means 50% shooting from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the free throw line. That's impressive. The only other person who's ever done that before was Elena Deladon in 2019. And for some people, that might be enough. But those statistics in a vacuum are great, but they don't determine MVP. If that's what you're using as the barometer for MVP, then I guess we just disagree. I'm looking at the bigger picture. Napheesa Collier this season averaged 22.9 points, 7.3 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.6 steals, 1.5 blocks on 53.1% shooting, 40.3% from three, and 90.6 from the free throw line. The Minnesota Lynx clinched the number one seed. They finished the season at 34-10 and had an overall great year. Napheesa Collier did miss some games though. She missed 11 games. She played in 33 games this season. So she missed literally 25% of the season. If she had missed more than 14 games, if she had gotten under 30, this wouldn't even be a conversation. Because if you don't play at least 30 games, to me, you can't be considered part of any award race. Now let's look at Asia Wilson, and it may surprise you. Through July, Asia Wilson was looking rather pedestrian. And pedestrian in the terms of comparing herself to herself, not comparing her to other players because she was still averaging like 20-8, 20-10, something like that. She was having a good year, not a great year, nothing remotely close to last season. But the Las Vegas Aces got their asses thoroughly destroyed on what was the date? On August 2nd. They got thoroughly destroyed by the Minnesota Lynx, no less. They lost by 53 points. 53 points. That brought the Aces record to 14-14. The Las Vegas Aces finished this season 30-14. They won 16 straight games after that thorough destruction by the Minnesota Lynx. Couple of things went on in Vegas. Jewel Lloyd got moved to the bench. Her being flipped to the bench did change some things with Vegas and how they played. And realistically, Asia Wilson just picked this team up on her back and she led them to 16 straight wins. Don't believe me? Let's talk about it. Over the last 16 games, Asia Wilson has averaged 26.1 points and 12 rebounds per game on 53% shooting, and they've won 16 straight games. Asia Wilson led the league in scoring, rebounding, block shots, efficiency. She had the same amount of steals as Napheesa Collier. She finished 0.1 of an assist less than Collier. She shot 50.5 to 53.1. She shot better from three than Collier, which is shocking. And her team is on an absolute tear. An absolute tear. This is not the same team that got drop kicked by the Minnesota Lynx on August 2nd by 53 points. This is not the same team that got drop kicked by 27 by the Indiana Fever. This is not the same team that got drop kicked by Seattle by 20 points or lost by 31 in another game to the Minnesota Lynx. This is not that team. Right now, if you were to ask me who I think is going to win the WNBA championship, I think Las Vegas is going to win the championship. I think Minnesota came back down to earth, and I think Vegas is on an absolute tear, and I don't see anyone beating that team in a I don't even know how many games they play this year for the championship. I don't see anybody beating Vegas. They're on fire. And they're there largely because of Asia Wilson. Also left out that Asia Wilson's PER is 33.4 and Collier's is 30.2. Asia Wilson's win share is 9.5. Collier's is 8.3. Asia Wilson literally has better numbers across the board. And it's shocking because if you asked that question in July, Collier was blowing her out of the water. But Collier came back down and Asia Wilson went up. Asia Wilson took her game to another level. And we're going to have articles now in ESPN talking about the WNBA. It's amazing. They ain't talking about the WNBA all season. Now, all of a sudden, you got two stories listed in the top headlines. Collier states MVP case, Lynx favored to win title, then Aces and Liberty. Blase, blase. Really? They ain't said a fuck word about the WNBA in 2 months. And now all of a sudden they care again. If you've been watching, this tells me that ESPN's not watching. I don't know who's watching. I don't even think Vegas is watching because to tell me that, I'm looking at this right now. Minnesota's a plus 110 to win the WNBA championship, and the Aces are plus 260. They finished 4 games apart. The Aces have won 16 straight games. Yeah, are they due to lose a game? Sure. I'm sure they're going to lose a game in the playoffs. But Asia Wilson has been fucking fantastic. She's been fantastic. The stretch of games, think about it, 16 games in a 44-game season is almost is more than a third of the season. Her third of the season is the best level of basketball we've seen from anybody in the WNBA. Anybody. And Collier getting hurt and not playing games and for whatever reason is not helpful to her resume. Missing 25% of the season is not helpful to your resume. Asia Wilson played in 40, so she missed 4 games. Collier missed 11. That's substantial. Consider this. Vegas was 1-3 in games without Asia Wilson. Minnesota was 7-4 in games without Napheesa Collier. just another number to consider. Napheesa Collier had a great, great season. And if you gave me this question again in July, when she was absolutely dominating, I wouldn't have a thought. But Asia Wilson changed some things, man. She played games. Collier missed games. Collier didn't play a game from the August 2nd to August 24th. That matters. That matters. I mean, this is a highly debatable topic. And if you ask me who I would want to win this award, I want Napheesa Collier to win the award. I'm not an Asia Wilson fan. I'm not an Asia Wilson fan. I don't like her personality. I can't say that I love Collier's personality anymore. But there's a lot fewer bad games or lesser than games from Asia Wilson than there is from Collier. There's a lot more games that Collier didn't play at that level than there are from Wilson. Just looking at the stats, I mean, look at the numbers. Like I said, from if you look at those first 10 games of the season, Collier was just going scorched earth. And then after about that 15 game mark, she started to come down a peg. And a 16 game winning streak is a 16 game winning streak. And when that happens to finish the year and that woman is averaging 20 over 26 and 12 on 53% from the field, that's something you can't ignore. It hits you right in the face. It hits you right in the face. Collier's got 5 double doubles. Asia Wilson's got 21 double doubles. She's got if I again, I'll do this again. And like I'm not living in this world of stats dictate everything because they don't. They don't dictate everything. But when I'm looking at a team that's different right now than when it was a month and a half ago, and when I'm looking at the fact that the reason that team is different than it was a month and a half ago is because of the play of its star. Because this is why the difference is Asia Wilson. She has taken her game up another level. If you go look at her games early on the season, she wasn't shooting even close to 50%. If you looked at her stuff from probably game 1 to about game 15 or so, she was probably shooting around 45%. She finished the season shooting over 50%. So that should give you an idea where she's got games 16 of 23, 8 of 11, 13 of 25, 11 of 16, 14 of 22, 13 of 21, 12 of 15, 12 of 20, 9 of 17. I mean, over the last 16 games, she shot under 50% 6 times. She shot over 60% 6 times. Not 50, 60%. I just and heck in Collier's last 12 games because she missed a bunch of time. She shot under 50% 4 times. She shot over 60% 5 times. Look, they both had great seasons. They both had great seasons. I just think that Collier's it's like when you watch a horse race. There's a horse that comes out real, real hard, right? But there's a horse that's steady behind it. that's riding in that what is that? That they're riding behind the wind or something like that, kind of like the race, like car races. They get on the heel and the wind. I don't know. There's the aerodynamics behind it. So this horse flies out. Other horses staying right behind, right behind, right behind, right behind, right behind, and down that home stretch, that horse that was riding the hip of that horse leading starts going. And to me, that's what's happened here. I think Asia Wilson's the MVP. Hate saying it. I think Asia Wilson's the MVP. You disagree? Leave a comment. Let me know why. Let me know why. Let me know why. Let me know why. You think Collier's the MVP? Let me know why. Love to hear your reasons. Asia Wilson to me is the WNBA MVP again. God, Lord have mercy. I can't stand the thought of it, but and maybe she doesn't win it. I'm not sure. I would if you gave me a vote, I'm voting for Asia Wilson because what she's done over the last 16 games is absolutely incredible. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.